Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today. So we're tackling a really surprising and honestly fascinating premise. You hear a ton of advice out there about how to save your money, how to build a basic investment portfolio, and of course, what absolutely not to buy. But what happens after that? What should you actually spend your hard-earned money on once your basic financial foundation is set and you finally have some spare cash?
Okay, let's dive right into this. Because, quite frankly, it's time to go a little bit rogue. If you've already built your index fund strategy, or maybe your 3-fund portfolio, and you have money you can actually afford to risk, well, it's time to upgrade. Today, I'm hooking you up with a comprehensive roadmap that goes way beyond typical index fund advice. We're going to look at the literal investments you can make in yourself, your business, and your lifestyle that yield some truly incredible returns. So here is our roadmap for today. We're exploring a completely holistic framework to upgrade your life. We're going to cover beyond the stock market, buying back your time, upgrading your mind and network, protecting the money machine, and finally, prioritizing experiences over physical things. Let's get to it. All right, part 1, beyond the stock market and the power of tangible assets. Now, investing in individual stocks can be amazing if you pick well. An arbitrary blindfolded dart throw at a stock list once landed on Samsung, which ended up yielding a nearly 500% return. Crazy, right? But there is an entire world alternative, tangible investments out there that offer massive growth, completely outside of the traditional stock market.
1,000%. Seriously, how do you get that outside of Wall Street? Well, think about classic cars for a second. Buying a classic Ford Fiesta XR 2 years ago for just £1,750 and holding on to it until today, that would have yielded a massive 1,000% return just because the value of that specific car shot up over time. And it isn't just classic cars. Certain watches, fine wine, and art all have this incredible potential to hold or even drastically increase in value. Plus, unlike numbers just bouncing up and down on a screen, these are real physical assets. You actually get to live with them and enjoy them.
Moving on to part 2, buying back your time. Now get this, the average person spends between 4 and 5 hours every single week just cleaning their house. If you add that up, that is around 234 hours, or an astounding 29 days every single year. Just imagine if you had an extra 29 days to put toward your business, your side hustle, or just your own personal growth. How much extra money could you make? And hey, it's not just cleaning, it's cooking, gardening, walking the dog, the whole shebang.
Which brings us to a really pivotal question. Because obviously hiring other people costs money, right? So when is it actually worth paying someone else to take these tasks off your plate? To answer this, we really have to start treating your time as a literal, calculable financial asset.
It all comes down to one simple metric, your effective hourly rate. Let's just walk through the math real quick. Step 1, you take exactly how much you earn in a given year. Step 2, you divide that by the total number of hours you actually work in that year.
So the crucial point is this golden rule right here. Let's say you earn $80,000 a year, and you work about 2,000 hours a year, assuming you take some time off. That makes your effective hourly rate exactly $40 an hour. The exact moment you can pay someone less than $40 an hour to take a job off your hands, whether that's cleaning or admin work, whatever, you should seriously consider outsourcing it. Why? Because your time is literally worth more.
All right, part 3, upgrading your mind and network. This is really about accelerating your human capital. Look, the absolute cheapest upgrade with the most massive return on investment is, hands down, a book. For the price of a cup of coffee, you can absorb decades of someone's lived experience. Take the book Virgin King, a biography of Richard Branson. Reading about a British guy who had severe dyslexia, left school with absolutely zero qualifications, and still became one of the most successful entrepreneurs ever. That completely transformed the perspective of a struggling, dyslexic student who honestly thought they had no academic future. That is the raw power of upgrading your knowledge.
So if you're waiting for a sign to upgrade your mindset, here are 4 essential books to grab, depending on where you're at right now. The Millionaire Fast Lane is fantastic for breaking free from traditional, slow financial advice. The E-Myth Revisited shows you how to build a business that runs without you, so you aren't just owning a job. The Little Book of Common Sense Investing reveals these super simple, hands-off growth strategies. And finally, How to Win Friends and Influence People teaches you that when it comes down to it, everything in business is really about relationships and your networking skills.
77%. Now you might think building wealth is this solo, lone wolf journey, but your life partner is actually one of the most important upgrades you will ever make. On average, Married people end up with around 77% more wealth per person compared to those who stay single.
And check this out. Their net worth climbs by roughly another 16% for every single year they stay married. This is such a fascinating reframe. Having a highly supportive life partner who genuinely backs your goals, understands the long nights and sacrifices, and maybe even helps out in your business, that is one of the single biggest wealth-building advantages and multipliers you can possibly have in life. So choose wisely.
This entire concept extends directly into your career and human network, too. Let's be honest, the traditional education system just wasn't built to make you wealthy. To upgrade your teachers, you need to find mentorship. Take this one example, meeting a businessman named Dave at a local flying club. Dave's advice was simple: learn a high-income skill. That one piece of mentorship led to learning physical skills like joinery and carpentry to build and sell products. And today, that same timeline translates directly to digital skills. You can learn video editing, copywriting, or using AI to build website funnels. If your AI skill helps a local business make an extra $20,000 a month, you better believe they will gladly pay you $2,000 to $3,000 a month for creating that automated value.
Part 4, protecting the money machine. I want you to think of your business or side hustle as a machine that literally prints money. If you reinvest in it, it prints faster. This means upgrading your business tools. So, for example, a young videographer upgrading from a basic entry-level camera to a professional rig isn't taking on a cost. No, it's an investment into the money-making machine that clients instantly notice. The exact same thing goes for upgrading to professional accounting software to track your balance sheets and handle invoices. You have to buy tools built for where you are going, not just where you currently are. But never forget, the single most important part of that money machine is you.
Which brings us to your physical health. We all push ourselves way too hard, but look at this startling comparison. Studies actually show that not getting enough sleep reduces your decision-making ability to the exact same extent as being legally drunk. Seriously, neglecting your rest isn't some cool badge of honor for the grind. It's a severe liability to your business and your life.
This is a literal life or death reality check. Operating on severe sleep deprivation for months led one entrepreneur to a terrifying moment. Just walking down their own stairs they had walked down thousands of times, they slipped and came down incredibly hard, cracking 3 ribs, puncturing a lung, missing a kidney by literal millimeters. This harrowing anecdote really drives home why investing in a high-end ergonomic chair to protect your back or using fitness wearables like a Whoop strap to track your sleep and recovery are not just fancy luxuries. They are vital, non-negotiable business investments to protect the machine.
Finally, Part 5, experiences over physical things. This is the ultimate philosophical upgrade. People constantly ask, what's the point of being wealthy if you don't spend it and enjoy it? And they're right. You absolutely should spend it. But the secret lies entirely in how you spend it. Every purchase puts you through 3 emotional phases. And when we compare physical objects to life experiences, it reveals a pretty fascinating truth.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what happens emotionally during those 3 phases of a purchase. So, during the anticipation phase, waiting for a physical item, like a new phone, is kind of frustrating, so your happiness is just medium. But waiting for an experiential vacation, that builds immense excitement, so happiness is incredibly high. Now, in the moment, both give you a really high buzz, but the ultimate test is the aftertaste. The buzz of the physical object wears off a few weeks later as it just sits there getting outdated, giving it a really low aftertaste. But experiences, the aftertaste is off the charts because those memories actually appreciate in value over time.
Physical products depreciate. They gather dust. But experiences, they literally shape your identity. Think about these vivid, real-world examples. Being trackside at the Monaco Grand Prix, flying radio-controlled helicopters for Ridley Scott on the set of Black Hawk Down, or sitting down to eat spaghetti bolognese with one of your absolute heroes, Richard Branson, while having a deep, one-on-one conversation about success. These aren't just purchases. They give you a significantly fuller life and leave you with lifelong stories to tell your grandkids.
So I want to leave you with this provocative question to really reflect on today. Take a hard look in your own spending mindset. Are you just spending your wealth on physical things that will inevitably depreciate and go out of date? Or are you actively investing your money into holistic upgrades, buying back your time, expanding your network, protecting your health, and chasing experiences that will continuously compound your life? Take these frameworks, apply them to your own financial journey, and make sure your money is actually working to upgrade your reality. Keep learning, keep upgrading, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.